shades are on sale now. You can find them at Ash.
Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be adding to my cartoon canvas. As you see here, I have all different kinds of characters. I have Oswald from Oswald, Grim from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Kim from Kim Possible, Jerry from Tom and Jerry, Rosie from the Jetsons, and Wilt from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. My favorite is probably Oswald so far. So today is definitely going to be kind of a trust the process kind of thing. I did struggle quite a lot with this drawing or painting. There were quite a few times where I was just going to erase it and completely give up, but I just kept trucking on. As you can tell from the title of the video, I didn't put down who I'm painting today. So once you find out who I'm painting, go ahead and put the timestamp down in the comments. Don't put who I'm painting until a week after. I want people to be able to guess without it getting spoiled in the comments. So right here is kind of where I started losing faith in this drawing, and I just wanted to give up. The reason why I was hating it is because I was looking at a reference photo while drawing, and obviously my art is different from the reference photo I had, so that's where I was just getting a little bit discouraged. However, once I started using my gummy eraser and erasing and able to see the lines better, I felt a little bit more confident in what I was doing. And then I feel like once I started painting, then everything started going well. The paints I'm using today are Apple Barrel, and they're all matte. I'm using Light Mocha, Territorial Beige, Antique White. I think I used Barn Red later in the video. And I use plain white, I use black. I use a shade called Caribbean, and I use a shade called Sunny Day. I'm not sure where the footage went for her ears, but I used the Barn Red and White mixture. And now I'm using the Light Mocha, and I'm putting it in the center of her face. Then with that Territorial Beige and Antique White mixture, I'm putting it on the sides of her face. However, I noticed that it's a little bit too light for her color on the side of her face. So I just went in with more Territorial Beige and darkened it up a little bit, as you see here. You'll see me go over the colors quite a bit through the video, and what I'm doing here is I'm basically just covering up the whites that you see peeking through so it can be a solid color. Right here is where I started to incorporate the Caribbean shade and the Sunny Day shade. eyes were definitely the hardest part in my opinion, because just the way that they're shaped and the way I wanted them to sit, it was difficult getting them to sit that way. And I wanted to make sure that one wasn't higher than the other, but if I did them like side by side with each other, then it also looked weird. It was just definitely a process. This is where the fun part comes in. I was getting to line. This is honestly my favorite part of any kind of painting because it really brings the photo together. The picture or the drawing. But honestly, it really does bring it together. As you can see, I'm going kind of thick right now on the line. And what I do later is I actually go in with the colors, like the territorial beige that you see and the light mocha and stuff like that, and I go in and I actually go over the black just a little bit so I can thin the line the best I can. The eyebrows were definitely a struggle too. I don't care what anyone says, but the eyebrows definitely make the face. So for example, if you're doing your makeup and you basically have no brow, or you have blonde brows or something like that, and then you fill them in, it will structure your face more. So like for her right brow that you see, it's kind of in a weird like oval, almost like a more circle round shape, and I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted it to be more straight and like defined. So obviously her face looks a little bit off in my opinion. I eventually go in and fix that, but that's just what I'm saying, how the eyebrows are definitely a game changer. So I put this in normal speed so you can see what I'm doing. I'm basically taking that territorial beige and running it through the eyebrow and basically just blocking it out, and like with the eyelashes too. So what that's doing is I'm making it thinner and I'm basically reshaping the eyebrow and the eyelashes. Right here, I noticed I didn't really like the shape of her muzzle, so I'm just kind of going over that black line and I'm going to reline it. Now I'm going to do a little highlight on her nose, and I'm going to be using Admiral Blue, and then I noticed that it's way too dark for her nose, so then I eventually go in with a white, and I basically just keep mixing white and Admiral Blue until I get the shade that I wanted. So that's basically the finished product, and now I'm just going to paint the background a color that kind of goes with her theme. I wasn't able to film her background because I ran out of space, but I did this light pink. I think it went pretty well with her theme. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Of course, this is Lady, and this is the new addition to my cartoon canvas. Hope you enjoyed this painting. Bye.